Hello and welcome to another tutorial here with FlyDanube. Today we're going to be taking a look at the newly released FSReborn Phenom 300. This is an Embraer aircraft. It's another business jet for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. We're going to take a look at how we can get started up in a very simple and effective manner with this aircraft. Now keep in mind it is an advanced simulation with lots of different features. So we're not going to be taking a look at all of those features in this particular video. A detailed first look and realistic setup and flight video will follow later on. But for now, this is just for flight simmers to get started up with the aircraft as quickly as possible. With that being said, let's jump in and get started. All right, we are in the cockpit. First thing we can do, come to the EFB here, which is very nice. All right, if you have a SimBrief plan, you can import it from right here. Today we do have a SimBrief plan here from Dubai to Muscat. You can import that if you have a SimBrief plan. If you have Navigraph, charts will display here. I don't have Navigraph. The weights from SimBrief have been loaded in right here. If we take a look at SimBrief, the weights are already here. 2,989 block fuel. That's roughly what we have here, 1,500 each. That should amount to around that. And we've got our 6 passengers right here. Our pilot, who's particularly a heavy gentleman. Let me just put that more towards the same as passenger, more or less 170 pounds. That's enough. All right, now for today's purposes, what we can do is let's get started off by connecting the GPU like so. So we've got GPU connected up. Come down here, turn on both the batteries, switch to the ground power right there, switch on both the generators as well. The aircraft will automatically begin aligning. Let's press this. Now we'll just give it a minute to initialize and align itself. Let's hide the yokes for the purpose of today's tutorial here. Head up here and turn on necessary lights. We can put the nav lights on. Emergency lights can come to armed, and if you want, you can give the cabin controls off to the passenger, which is how I like to usually keep it. Cockpit panel lights, if you want them, I'll leave them on for today, not that we really need it, but nonetheless, there we go. We've got all that going right here now. All right, we're looking good. Throttle's idle, parking brake, all of that is looking okay. All right, from here we can now go ahead and load up our aircraft. For today, I'm just going to say load instantly rather than bother with the real-time realistic loading. We're going to load that instantly and our aircraft is instantly loaded. There is an advanced cabin. Okay, there you go. The TOS system there. So we've got an advanced simulation of passenger comfort and mood, etc. And we're not going to take a look at that today. That's for another video. All right, so as far as we're concerned, the aircraft is loaded up and we are ready to set up our FMS more or less. So let's go to the voice data recorder. Let's get that test running. Go to this system test. We will allow that to take place here. This is done. This is still going on.
Okay.
Let's try traffic. Let's also go to the engine settings. Set the data.
Traffic system test passed.
We can send this data. It has an advanced FedEx system that manages engine quite well. So we've got that done right there. Move on to the next stuff. Now this is our flight plan right here. To get our flight plan, if you have a SimBrief, what I've found is that if you come to this flight plan and press re-import from SimBrief, it actually shows up right here directly. Obviously, you can manually program it in if you want to, but you can get it directly imported from SimBrief as such. So there's our flight plan for today. I'm not going to bother looking through the flight plan. We just need something for the purpose of representation there. So that's done. Next, flight plan comes check. Our landing field elevation, if you want to manually input that, you can. Otherwise, you can take it up from the FMS database, which is what most of the time you do that. Make your life easy. Aircraft loading. Now, if you're using the EFB right here, you can import it directly if you want to, right? So if you've got your right here, if you're using this, you can import it from here as such. Would you look at that? It's already filled in correctly. It's pretty much filled in correctly, isn't it? Yes, I would think so. Yep, it is filled in correctly. So if we press import, I don't know exactly how this works, but this import button, sometimes it works for me, sometimes it doesn't, but you can do that is what I'm saying. All right, otherwise you can just go ahead. Oh, it did work. The aft bag 330, got passengers and pilots right here. You can adjust that. We can put it to what we we have for today. 170, 175, 175. There you go, 175. That's good enough for us. Okay, at fuel, we can sync it from our FOB right here. That is a total of the addition of these two. We can go ahead and sync it right there. Taxi fuel, if you're gonna use SimBrief OFP will tell you the exact amount of taxi fuel that you'll use. You input that right there along with your fuel reserves and any holding time that your flight plan recommends. You press next, that gets that done. Go to weather, load the meter or however you want to say it. Okay, so you can see that there's a sync barrow pressure option right here. If you've got your barometric pressure set correctly using this instrument, then you can sync it directly from there. Otherwise, you can input it in manually. Now for today, let me use the shortcut that I have. There you go. Local pressure is 29.68 on the instrument. I press sync and it will sync with the barometric pressure. Go to runway. You've got all your information. If you want to reload it, you can. Takeoff config, you can select it as you want. I'm just going to leave it exactly the way how it is. Takeoff data. You've got your V speeds right here. I'm going to accept everything as such. Press next. These are all the speed bugs that have been recommended and you can accept them. Now you've got complete list checked and ready to go. You can accept your initialization and just like that, our FMS is ready to go. So now over here, we can monitor some systems if you like. Go to perhaps the engine. You can go to status on this side. Go to electrical on this side. Now we can go ahead and get started with getting our engines to life. Okay. So right before we do, make sure that these buttons are in the right place. Yes, they are. Bleed can come to automatic right there. This should be in crossfeed auto. That is fine. If you want, you can perform a bunch of tests using this button right here. That's not necessary to get it up and out of here as quickly as possible. IFE and refreshment center can be turned on for the passengers if you like. Now let's go to fuel feed automatic. Hydraulic pumps open right there. Signs and outlet. Let's go to, yeah, that's good enough for us. ADS probes, that is the probe heating. Let's put that on automatic and we're ready to start up our engines today. Ignition can be left on automatic. The FADEC is managing the ignition as required. Alright guys, I just remembered, I forgot the most important thing. Pitot covers, chocks, landing gear pin and engine covers need to be removed. If you're not doing the walk around, do not forget to remove these things. It's something that always slips my mind, so ignore that please. Alright, let's go ahead and start up our engines. If you notice here, I have some residual ITT heat left behind because I tried to start the engines with the pitot covers, the engine covers and all that stuff still in place. So I'm letting that cool down, but I think we're cool enough for another engine start right here. Make sure that you have your covers removed before starting the engine. I know that's a silly thing to remind you of. It's just that it's a mistake that I make very, very often in MSFS 2024. Now we're ready to get our engine started up. Let's start with the right hand engine. We'll put that to start and then we'll let it go. Ignition is coming right there. Battery. There we go. Hydraulic pressure coming. And we are good on engine number 2. Let's try the same with engine number 1. Okay. There we go. Ignition. N2, generator 1, oil temp, oil pressure. Okay, battery 1, battery 2, everything is looking good and we've got a good start on engine number 1 as well. Our ITTs did not go too hot, so we are good to go. All right, that's fantastic. So now you've got both your engines ready and you're pretty much ready to go taxi out of here. So to do that, just put your taxi lights on like so. There you go. You've already got your passenger signs on right here. You can put down your flaps if you like, or you can do that during taxi, whichever is your preference. You can control the TCAS and your transponder from right here, whichever way you like to do it. I usually like to have it on altitude reporting until I reach the runway, and then I like to switch to TA only or something like that. However you want to do it, you can do that right here. So there you go guys. From here, you're ready to taxi on and take off pretty much. So I hope you guys enjoyed that quick and effective startup tutorial here for the FSReborn Embraer Phenom 300. I will make a more detailed and thorough first look and realistic full flight for the aircraft very, very soon. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I shall catch you in the next one. Consider liking, subscribing, commenting, doing all that good stuff to help out the channel. Until next time, see you and have a good day.